Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how to do a bench for your table. And then I'll put the template on my website. So follow Dollhouse Miniature Madness and Tutorials.com, then look under the class menu and it'll be listed under there. Okay, the very first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get some paint stirrers, because that's what we're going to be using. You can get them at your local hardware store. They're paint stirrers, or they can be considered mixing sticks. Okay, we're going to cut the top bench at 4 9/16. Then we're going to have a crossbar at 3 1/2. And this is actually a craft stick. And then for the leg part, we're actually using this part here. So what you want to do is, if you can see how it bows inward, that's the part that's going to be like that. Okay, so you want to cut that right there, and then the leg is 1 inch. And then you want to get yourself some feet. I just took a spare piece and traced it on there and cut it on the bandsaw. However, you could get another craft stick or a thin piece of wood from the craft store that's like this, and you can just sand out the middle, or you can just leave it flat. Either way, I actually put it on the sand, like a sanding drill, and I sanded it, and then I cut it to the size I wanted. All right, and then the foot is 1 1/2 inches wide, and it's probably, let me see, I didn't measure it, a 1/4 inch high. So the very first thing you need to do is, you have 2 of these. And the bottom is going to be wider and the top is going to be narrower if you cut it the way that I did. So what we have to do is we have to glue them with a wider part down. Okay, so we're going to just make sure we got them both the same. Okay. We're just going to put a little bit of glue right along the bottom of this part. And then we're going to put it in the center of this. Make sure you measure it to make sure that you have the direct center. Once you have the center, you're going to place it in the center of this one. Double check your measurement on that as well. You want that line to be right about halfway in between that, which is about 1/2 inch. Now you're going to do the same exact thing we just did there with the second one. And again, you're going to put it halfway through. Make sure you're wiping off the excess glue as you go so that you don't have an excessive amount on there. Again, it's just 1/2 inch because this is 1 inch wide. Alright, now that you have that, you have your cross beam. Your cross beam is going to go in the center to support, and to support there. Okay, so we have to glue these on top of here, but we need to measure down as far as we're going to have it to where it's in the center. Put it directly in the center of this board, which should be approximately 1/2 inch, because it's, well, it's a smidge over 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm just going to mark it along the way to make sure I have it even all the way down. That way I know where the center of my board is. Okay, and because this is 4 1/2 inches, and we made this cross beam 3 1/2 inches, we want to make sure that we come in just about a ½ inch each. So to mark that, we want to go ahead and take our ruler and go a ½ inch inward on each. Okay, and that should give us the distance of our board. Now, that means, let me put this on a square, that's where our feet are going to go. Okay. So we will put some glue on the bottom of our feet. And we will place them right here on this line. Okay, now once you have that on there, you're going to want to put some glue on your crossbar. And then you're going to put this right here. Okay, now I'm just eyeballing it, but it's about a ½ inch down. Gotta put some more glue on there because I just knocked it off. You can measure it if you don't have a good eye to make sure that it is straight. I'm doing about a ½ inch down from the leg. Now if you have excess glue here, you can remove that with a little stick that has been cut into a point so you don't see it. And you can also apply some more glue, like in the crack if you need to. Like, I don't like how that didn't have a lot of glue under there, so I'm just going to kind of squish some glue in there. And then I'll just wipe off the excess. Now, if you're not really good with eyeballing it up and measuring and stuff like that, what you could do is put a little nail through there to hold that for you, and then it'll be fine. But that's what the bench would look like. And you can sand the edges round if you like, or you can leave them square, but that's basically it. And then when you put it with your table, it should be pretty close to a set. Okay, so there's what it would look like with your table. Now, if you don't have the table, there's a tutorial on that as well. And we will also, with this table, be making a nook off of a realistic table that we found on the internet. This part that goes back here, we're going to be making that as an option. And I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it brown or if I'm going to paint it white, because I do like white a lot. But that's just something that, you know, will be in the future. And again, here is the bench. And there is the table. None of this is stained or painted yet, so it still has to be worked on. To stain the table, what I did is I watered down some acrylic. There is a tutorial on that as well. And I brushed it on rather than using actual stain, because for the top of this table, it's a floor swatch, and the stain would ruin that, so I didn't want to do that. So make sure you're not using stain, but if you do decide you want to use stain, tape this off with some masking tape or painter's tape before you put the stain on the wood. But again, this is it, and you can sand this down. Everything that is here we made from scratch. So there's tutorials on that all on my website. So check it out, and I will put the templates for all of this under the template link, which if you look under the classes, right below that it'll say templates, and I'll add them there as soon as I get a chance to put them on there. But this is it for that, and thanks for watching, and follow Dollhouse Miniature Madness and Tutorials on Facebook. Go on my YouTube channel and like and subscribe, leave a comment, suggestion, and if there's something that you don't know how to make or anything like that and you want us to try it, perhaps we will if you leave a comment below. And check out my website, dollhouseminiaturemadnessandtutorials.com. Have a great day.